All right, I'm Nick. Today, we're going to take a few minutes and we are going to shoot the Shield Plus 30 Super Carry again. We're also going to shoot the Shield Plus in 9mm. Now, this is about as identical as you can get. Obviously, it's the same gun, 2 different rounds, and we'll say slightly different front sights and rear sights. Pretty darn close, though, okay? The color is not too much. We're going to go up here. We are going to shoot the guns from 7 to 8 yards. We're going to shoot the 30 Super Carry on the left. We're going to shoot the 9mm on the right. We're going to put 10 rounds through each pistol, obviously aim at that little black dot. Then we'll go up there and we'll look at them. We'll come back, we'll reload, and we're going to do it again from 15 yards just to see if the 30 Super Carry is a little less accurate. Now, that was an assumption I made the other day. Now, I'm just an average dude, so anything could be said for that. And I guess we're going to do the 9mm first because that's what's in my hand. We're also going to try to film the first part from the right. That way you guys can see the recoil. I thought initially maybe the recoil was a little bit less, but I shot the 9mm the other day and I don't really know. I couldn't really tell too much. All right, so we're going to try to go through these 10 rounds pretty slow. That way the trigger pulls are pretty good. So let's stop rambling and get to it. Now, the front sight is the same size as that black dot, so. All right, 10-round group is in there with the 9mm. We're just going to slide to the left. And we're going to do the same thing with the 30 Super Carry. It's not a bad group. We'll see how we do with this one. Look at that one. That one's way out there in the middle of nowhere. All right, the other day when I shot the gun, I said I felt like there was a few flyers. Now, this is only 10 rounds, so if 1 out of 10 rounds is a flyer, and we had no flyers out of the 9mm, I think if we expanded that number to a much larger amount of ammo like the other day, we'd have more flyers, okay? So to come up here, this is a 30 Super Carry. We just shot it. You can say the shots trend to the right. That could be my finger, or that group could say that maybe the sights are off just a tad bit. Not a big deal. However, I pull the trigger the exact same way every single time. You can go back and watch the video. That bullet is just down there in the middle of nowhere. And we noticed that other day as well. And we're going to do some more from 15 yards, so we'll see a little bit difference. Here's a group of the 9mm, also 10 rounds. When you're using this, remember that sight at 8 yards, that front sight is the same size as that black dot, so you can't really see it. So perfection, not necessarily too achievable. Also, super tiny barrel. This is actually the 30 Super Carry. They're just so close to being identical. Just so close to being identical, okay? Now we're going to go back here. We are going to reload, and then we're going to go to 15 yards, and we are going to shoot another 10 rounds out of each pistol just to see how we do. So let's fast forward through reloading. All right, so we're reloaded. This is my roughly 8-yard mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is roughly 15 yards. We are going to shoot at the same dot. We are going to shoot the 9mm first, which we shot on the right. Now remember, this is an average dude. This is not like super scientific. We'll get rid of this stick. That way cameraman doesn't fall. Not the most scientific thing in the world, okay? But it's an experiment that I wanted to see how we do. We were able to shoot the 30 Super Carry at 35 or 40 yards, hit that 8-inch plate. I just didn't think we were hitting it very consistently, okay? So 10 rounds from 15 yards, same dot. Obviously, our group's gonna open up a little bit. Off we go. All right, so I wasn't going super slow or anything like that. Just a decent sequence of fire, okay? All right, 30 super carry. Also, we're shooting both guns. I really can't tell a significant difference in recoil or felt recoil. Maybe it looks different on camera. I just can't feel it, okay? If anything, I would tell you that this 30 super carry might be snappier. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I had to really think about it, that's what I would think. Let's look at this group. I was just like I was shooting that 30 super carry a little low left. Now, our initial group from the 30 super carry, I said low left, but low right, was right here. That group opened up a little bit. It didn't really appear that we had any major flyers though, okay? So now obviously I'm left-handed, so you could say that this is a product of the trigger pull. You can say that's a product of the trigger pull. We don't have that low right over here in the 9mm. Now that could be the sights being off on a 30 super carry a little bit too. Obviously this gun is brand new. That's when we shot it twice. I didn't adjust anything. This is our 15-yard group with the 9mm. I still think it's better. There are, let's say, there's significantly more rounds through this pistol, okay? You can say the trigger is broken a little bit better. You could say whatever you want to say, okay? There's no real telling. But even at 15 yards, we were still punching that black dot from time to time. That's a much better group, in my opinion, where I'd rather the bullets go. Now, same thing still holds true. The front sight, if you can't see it from 8 yards, you certainly can't see that black dot from 15. And everybody's eyes are different. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I have great vision because I don't. It's just reality of life. I'm getting older. It is what it is, all right? But that's not bad. That's not terrible either. But even from 7 yards, we were an inch low right, which I would say is the sights if I had to put it on a bench or if I shot the gun right-handed. You know what? We're going to shoot the gun right-handed, okay? We're going to shoot the gun right-handed from 8 yards, and I don't think this will be here. I think it'll still be there. So let's do that, and then we're going to double tap a bunch of rounds, center target of both of these, just to see how we do. Let's fast forward through reload. All right, we are back at roughly 7-8 yards. We're going to do this right-handed. Anything could happen. Remember, I'm not right-handed. We're going to give it a go, though. And then we're going to go view our results. That was an absolutely terrible trigger pull, okay? That was terrible. All right, off we go. Terrible trigger pull right there. So that's what it looks like when you have a absolutely terrible trigger pull. Obviously not so good trigger pull. And then these are all high left. So that's obviously my trigger finger. Even that may be my trigger finger. High left, usually a bad trigger pull should result in low. But I don't shoot guns right-handed, okay? So I accept that. That's perfectly fine with me. This is terrible. That's terrible. Okay, it is what it is. Now let's reload, and we're just going to double tap both targets to see how we do. Recoil-wise, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts if you're still watching. I don't think there's a noticeable difference in the recoil to make a decision for the gun on everyday carry, okay? Now, one of the things people point out is, well, this has 16 rounds where in the same configuration, you have 16 rounds and you only have 13 rounds of 9mm. I think if you need more than 5 rounds, you're probably in a pretty bad place in life, okay? So I don't know if that matters to me either, but everyone's opinion is different. This is a gun I carry a lot. I'm a big fan of it, and the trigger is definitely, we'll say, broken in compared to this one, that's for sure. So let's fast forward through reloading. All right, video's getting a little bit long, but I really like to know your guys' thoughts. You know, 30 super carry versus 9mm. Does it actually matter? For me, I'm just gonna level with you. I think that I'd rather have 9mm just because it's so much more common. Say you were carrying 30 super carry, something bad happened, and you needed more ammo for your gun, and your buddy had some ammo. Chances of him having 30 super carry is like 0. Probably has some 9mm somewhere. Okay, we got another 10 in this mag, and we're just gonna double tap the target on the left and see how we do. Ooh, that one was way high left. Dang, that one's way high left too. Dang. I guess I had 11 in there. Wow. Some of those were way high left. We're not going to go down there right now. We're going to toss that on the ground. It is what it is. And we're going to double tap right here. See how we do. All right, let's go have a look. I saw one of those hit the wood and I thought I was crazy. First off, let's start over here. I carry the Shield Plus 9mm because of that right there. This is a phenomenal pistol, like period. End of story. Fantastic pistol. For me, the ability to go 10, 13, 15 round magazine is just, it's unmatchable for me, okay? A fantastic everyday carry option. That's even with double tapping right there from 8 yards. The group, nothing changes. Okay, so this was our original group, left-handed. When we started double tapping, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are old. What? I don't even know how to explain those. But I got more ammo in my pocket, and we're gonna go shoot it again, okay? Because that is mind-blowing to me. Shield Plus, good spot for that. I got another magazine. It's littler, but it's got 13 rounds in there. This is a terrible display. It doesn't even make any sense. How can you do that and then whatever that is? You see what that one is? See what second shot is? Walk. The second shot is up here in the collarbone. That is terrible. Now we could say it's recoil control. You could say that it's all completely me, which is perfectly fine. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Clearly, you are aware of which one that I will be carrying, okay? It should be pretty obvious. All right, we are actually in a quality stance. Second shot, collarbone, again, more centered to the neck. So my explanation for this is, terrible shooter, whatever. The gun does not track as well. That gun, the second shot, the dot is already back down, whereas this is obviously the barrel's still up. You're still aiming up. Doesn't track as well, it doesn't return to 0 as fast. That's why the shot is high, right? It doesn't take much. Like I said, this is level. It doesn't take much to be that high. That's exactly what it is. So, recoil, tracking, and that's how I always like to judge recoil. Recoil is based on how well a gun tracks for me, period. You want the gun to return to your initial point of aim, even if it's slightly higher. I'm talking about millimeters. By the time you get 7, 10, 15, 20 yards away, it is way higher in trajectory, okay? I mentioned that I thought it was less accurate. And that's why I come out here and I just shoot all these random things and do whatever I want to do, because it's for me, it's a journey, just bringing you guys along. You only figure that out if you have the ability to go somewhere and just shoot, because it doesn't really feel like it in your hand. And I'm so used to shooting that Shield Plus that we dropped on the ground over here that I would have never expected that. And that's just me going faster than I should. You can go that fast with the 9mm. So let's go down and just look at it one last time. We can go that fast with 9mm and we have no issues. But the gun, that's me. It's not the gun. It's just not being used to it. I'd have to go slower because it doesn't track as well. That's all me. It is what it is. It is interesting to see. I definitely recommend you guys going out and experimenting with whatever gun you plan to carry. I'll be carrying the Shield Plus and 9mm, okay? I appreciate you guys watching. I look forward to reading your comments. That's it. Thanks for watching.